Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Kara Dunaway and I'm so happy to have you guys here. So I have been on this journey to figure out how to best apply eyeshadow to my hooded eyes. And when I tell you guys, I think journey is the best word to describe how it's been because I've had so many ups and downs with trying to figure this out. As you can see, my eyes are hooded. This one is worse than this one, so that also makes it difficult because they are different from each other as well. But I'm excited to share with you guys that I think I finally have a technique that works for me, that I really like, and I'm excited to share with you guys. So if you have hooded eyes, if you don't have hooded eyes, if you just want to learn about eyeshadow and makeup, I would love for you to stick around. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave, and let's go ahead and get started. So I really wish that I could zoom you guys in, but I just film on my phone, and so I feel like this is as good as it's gonna get for that, so I apologize, but hopefully you get the gist of what I'm trying to show and explain to you. I also hope that I'm able to explain it to you well in a way that you'll understand, in a way that makes sense. Sometimes things make sense in my head and don't really translate when I try to speak them, but I'm hoping that I can, again, just show you guys and tell you what I have found is working for me and what I'm liking. So we're just gonna go ahead and start with the eyes today. I have all my makeup right here in front of me, so I'm excited to get going. And I just picked a really neutral eyeshadow palette. You can do this look with any colors, any eyeshadow palette that you want, but I picked something that was very neutral just to show you guys, again, the technique and the way that I like to apply eyeshadow. So the palette that I chose for today is this one from the brand The Balm. This is the Balm and the Beautiful eyeshadow palette. I love the packaging on it, so cute. And here is what the palette looks like. So all, like I said, very neutral. It'll make this really simple. We're just gonna go for an everyday glam kind of look. But before I go in with the eyeshadow, I'm actually just gonna prime my eyelids real quick. I'm just gonna use some concealer to do that. So let me prime them and then I will be right back. All right, I am back. Eyelids are primed and we are ready to go in with eyeshadow. But before I do that, I'm actually just gonna clip my hair back because I want it out of the way. So now that we're looking really cute, let's get into the eyeshadow. Okay, so to start, what I'm gonna do first, I'm just gonna take this neutral shade here, which is called Makeup Artist. I'm just gonna run that all over the lid, a little bit in the crease, just a light little layer before we go in with anything else. So I just took a little bit on this fluffy blending brush and I'm just gonna pat that on the eye and then just blend that out. I'm gonna just pick up a little bit more. With hooded eyes, I find that taking the shadow up closer to my brow bone is the best for me, just because then when you're looking straight on, when you can't see a lot of the lid, you can still see some of that color above the crease. And I know this shade isn't giving us much, but it gives just a little bit of color just to give a little bit of definition on the eyelid and in the crease. Okay, so there's my base. That's what I'm gonna start with. So as you can see, it gives a little bit of color, a little bit of definition on the eyes to start. The next thing I like to do is go in and sort of create an eyeshadow wing. It at least gives the effect of a wing on the eyelids. With hooded eyes, it's really hard to do a winged liner because of the fold in your eyelid. It sometimes makes it look just not right. So this technique I find really helps to give the wing look without actually having the distorted look of the liquid eyeliner. And I have taken all this information and all these techniques from different people. So there's not just one person that I can credit this to, but there's been a lot of different people that have inspired me and have shown me a lot of good, again, techniques to do eyeshadow on hooded eyes. Am I the best at it? No. I still have a lot of practice and a lot to learn, but I feel like I'm getting better and I just wanted to share my knowledge with you guys in case you're going through the same journey that I am. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take this dark shade, which is called Cliffhanger, and we're gonna start to create our wing with this dark eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna take some on an angled brush. I think this is actually technically a brow brush. But I just took some on this brush here, and what I'm gonna start to do, sorry, I'm gonna hold my mirror up. You wanna look straight into your mirror. You don't wanna look up, you don't wanna look down. That will kind of mess up the line. The whole theory here is to just go over the crease and pretend like it's not there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start just looking straight in my mirror, and I'm starting here kind of just right below the lower lash line. And I'm gonna start drawing a line up. Again, I'm just ignoring the crease in my eye and I'm just going over it. And then I'm just drawing a line up like so. Now that I have that baseline down, now is when I'm gonna kind of raise my eyebrows and just go over it to make sure I don't have any patchy spots. And that's what we're gonna start with. I'm gonna take my finger and just kind of soften the end out just because I don't like a really harsh tip of the wing, if that makes sense. Then I'm gonna dip back into that dark shade, and from here, I'm gonna start kind of where the fold is in my eye. If you can see right here is where it folds. I'm gonna take the eyeshadow and just connect it to the lashes from there, like so, if you can see. Again, when you look straight on, it looks pretty normal. If you raise your eyebrows or close your eyes, it looks crazy. So I'm just gonna start like that. Again, just looking straight in my mirror. I'm just going over the crease and just kind of filling that in. So once that's down, then I like to, again, raise my eyebrows and just kind of fill in. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just add a little bit more shadow in there to fill it in. Now that I've got that started, I'm gonna take this tiny little, this is actually a concealer brush from E.L.F, but it's so tiny, I like to use it for eyeshadow. I'm gonna dip back into that dark shade, and from here, I'm gonna start at the bottom, and I'm just gonna start at the edge here where the line goes up and dragging the eyeshadow in towards my eyelid. I like to concentrate most of the product at the bottom here. And then as I use up product on the brush and have less product, I like to work up so that it looks really soft and diffused. So again, I picked up a little bit more shadow and I'm just gonna do the same thing. And this step I will do just looking straight at my mirror and also raising the eyebrows so I can get down here to fill in the sparse areas. But it's also good, again, to look straight in your mirror and just go over the crease of your eye. That just helps it look more normal when you're looking at people straight on. So if you can see, again, it's darker down here at the bottom. And then as you go up, it gets more diffused. You can keep going, you can stop here, just keep going until you get the desired eyeshadow, the desired blend that you want. I like to really concentrate a lot of product down here at the bottom so it looks really dark. And again, I'm just pulling that shadow in towards the inner part of my eye, going over the crease. Once I have that laid down, I'm gonna take a clean blending brush and I'm just lightly gonna go over the top of this just to soften it up a bit more. I love the way this looks though, because again, when you're looking straight at somebody, you can't tell really that that person has hooded eyes. Now, the hard part is this eye for me. Again, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more hooded, so I have to try a little bit harder with this one. But I really like the way that this eye is looking. So from here, you could totally leave it like that, but I'm actually gonna add a little bit more shadow of a different shade. I'm going to jump back into this shade here, which is Makeup Artist. And on this kind of flat brush here, I'm just taking a tiny bit of shadow and I'm just lightly, again, pulling towards the inner part of the eye. That just further softens things up. So here's how we're looking so far. I really love how this is looking, but I do want to add a little bit of sparkle on the lid. I'm going to take this Super Shock shadow from ColourPop. This one is in the shade I Heart This. Here's what it looks like. I want to pop a little bit of this onto the inner part of the eyelid. If I wanted it to be more intense, I could just take some on my finger and apply it with my finger and it would be more intense, but I want it to be a little bit softer. So I'm just going to take it on this flat brush and just pick up some of that sparkle and I'm just going to tap it on just right here on the inner portion. You probably can't tell much. If I get a little bit closer, you can see the sparkle, but for me, I can see it nicely here. It just adds a nice little sparkle to the eye look. What I like to do after I apply all the shadows that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna dip back into the dark shade one more time, just on my tiny little brush here, and just work one more time just to deepen out right here on the eyelid, just at the very bottom where the lash line is. I just want to deepen that up a titch. And there you go. That's what we have so far. I'm gonna do the other side and we're just gonna speed through this. I'm not gonna do any talking, but like I said, I'll speed through this part so you guys can still see. And it's just gonna be the same technique we did on this side. So here we go. All right, here we are with the eyeshadow on both eyes. Is it perfect? No, but I think it looks really good. I really like how it looks. This is just my problem eye. I'm learning to work with it. But I really like how this eyeshadow turns out on hooded eyes. It looks really pretty, really flattering. So let me go finish off the rest of my face and then we will be back to finish off this video. All right, you guys, I am back now with a full face of makeup on. I really wish it was that easy, but it did take me time. But anyway, here we are, and I really like how it turned out. If you guys are interested in the products that I used on the rest of my face, check the description box below. I will have them all listed there. And I'm actually really happy with how this turned out today, which I feel like lately has not been the case for me, but I really like how this eye look turned out. I feel like I'm getting better at applying eyeshadow on my hooded eyes. I hope I was able to pass on some information to all of you out there that deal with hooded eyes like I do, and hope that this gave you something to start with or just some new techniques to try. So if you try it out, let me know what you think and let me know if it works out for you. Let me know if you have any other tips or tricks for me that would help me out. I would really appreciate it. Again, don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and also don't forget to check me out on Instagram. You can find me at _Dunaway_beauty. I would love to have you follow me over there as well. You can see more looks that I create. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of you so much, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye.